אדוננו, מורנו, ורבינו, המשיח Shlit. Welcome to the summary of Dvar Malchus, shabbas Parshas Tzav, Rebbe King Moshiach Shlit starts off. Now we're staying in the month of Nisan, month of redemption, which is called month of redemption because of the main idea of this month, the holiday of Pesach. And in the month of miracles itself, already the Shabbos before Pesach is called Shabbos and Gadol, the big Shabbos, because a great miracle happened. The miracle of the Makim Mitzrayim of Chereim, that the firstborn of the Egyptians heard about the plague of the death of the firstborn. They wanted all the Jewish people to be free. They started a war between the Egyptians themselves. And that's a big miracle, and that's why it's called the Big Shabbos. And so much so, that's the beginning of the redemption of Egypt started on this Shabbos. So Rebbe King Moshiach Shlit asks, what's so unique about this miracle? This is the big miracle. And also, why do we celebrate it on Shabbos? We don't celebrate it during a day of the week. Rebbe King Moshiach Shlit starts off that we see that one of the main ideas of the redemption have to do with Moshe Rabbeinu. That even when Moshe did not want to take the Jewish people out of Egypt, Hashem told him no, he has to do it. And so much so that even regarding by the Geula Shlema, by the complete redemption, we see that Moshe is the Geula Achron. He is also the last Redeemer. And why? First of all, what the whole idea of the redemption is to have the revelation of Hashem in this world, starting with Matan Torah, when the Jewish people by Har Sinai, the revelation of Hashem, and they got the Torah and mitzvahs, and the Mishkan, and also by the full and complete Geula, by the redemption. Also, the whole point is to have a relation of Hashem in this world. And therefore, by the redemption, Hashem shows miracles, which miracles shows that there's a force that's higher than nature, there's a force of Hashem that's higher than nature, which is controlling nature. That's the idea of the redemption. All this comes from Moshe Rabbeinu. What's unique about Moshe Rebbeinu? So we see that in Tehillim, in chapter 9, it speaks about Moshe Rebbeinu, and it says that Tefillah LaMoshe Isha Lekim. And then the end of the Tehillim, it says that Moshe was asking from Hashem that Hashem should rest in the Mishkan that the Jewish people built. And he said, V'inoyam Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu, that the resting of Hashem should be upon us. And it should be resting in the actions in our hands, in the Mishkan that we just built. The Shekhinah should be rested over there. And the Rebbe King Moshiach Shlit says that why is the Tehillim saying over itself twice? Also says first his name Moshe, and then Isha Lekim is the description regarding Moshe Rabbeinu, and also in the end it says also the idea of twice. Noyam Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu. Then it says again, Ma'aseh Deinu. And the idea is that when you want to draw down godliness into this world in a permanent way, you need to have two aspects. On one hand, you need a godly power that's greater than the world, because the world is limited. After a certain time, everything in the world goes. However, you need a power of godliness that's higher than the world, that's everlasting. On the other hand, you need that high power to come down into the world and according to the rules of the world, in order to connect. And that's the difference between Moshe and Isha Lekim. What's the idea of Isha Lekim, a godly man? It says the Medrash, he's half human and half godly. So too, Isha Lekim, what's a Lekim? A Lekim is a level of godliness that's in the world. What's Moshe? Moshe means that Moshe was drawn. He was drawn from a higher level. Why? Because Moshe has on one hand a level of a Lekos that's higher than the world. On the other hand, as they have Isha Lekim. I mean, he has how the godliness comes down into the world according to the rules and the criteria of the world. And therefore, we find in Moshe Rabbeinu the idea of everlasting. Every generation is a Moshe alive of the generation. When it says that Moshe did not pass away, and every single Jew has a spark of Moshe inside of him, and everything that Moshe Rabbeinu made is everlasting. For example, the Mishkan did not get destroyed ever. Why does Moshe have this idea of everlastingness or eternity? Because Moshe connects these 2 points. Has the idea of a Lekos that's higher than the world. On the other hand, it comes down into the world according to the rules of the world. And that's why Moshe said, Ma'aseh Deinu Aleinu, and the Ma'aseh Deinu the Koyach of Hashem is higher than the world, should come down into the world. And this is also the whole idea of Shabbos. On Shabbos, there's two levels of Shabbos. The beginning of Shabbos is Menucha Be'erecha, it goes limited Menucha, and you have the higher level of Menucha, which corresponds to the level of Holocaust in the world. The level of Holocaust is higher than the world because Shabbos connects both. There's the Shabbos is also everlasting. Like we know that every single Shabbos is a taste of the future redemption. And this idea is, this whole Tehillim regarding Moshe Rebbeinu is in chapter 90. Why? Because the whole idea of 90 is the shlemus of chazaka. Chazaka, when you have something 3 times, and 3 times the completion it reach idea is 10, so it's 30, and 3 times 30 is the idea of 90. And also in Lashon HaKodesh, how do you write the 90? Right? Tzaddik. Level tzaddik, the word tzaddik also mean my side. Why is every single Jew saying that Torah mitzvah is my side? What does that do with my side? Because Hashem wants the Hashem to come down here into this world and turn over the world. The world should also be involved with the days of Kedusha and Torah mitzvahs. And because Hashem wants it to be in the world, on the level of the world, so Hashem brings down Neshama in a way that Torah is only his side. It's not his entity, or it's only his side. And he's the Jew could choose the one side or the other side. And because the Jew has that choice, in other words, it's not his own entity, therefore he could also accomplish in the world, also the world should be able to be one with Hashem in a way that should be on the level of the world, on according to its level. And that's why we can explain where's the name of Moshe coming from? That Moshe was drawn. It happened in Egypt. The daughter of Pare Basia, she was the one that drew Moshe in the place, the lowest, the land in the world, where there is the most of it. Why it's such a low place? Because the highest levels of Hashem come down to the lowest level. And therefore, the completion of the drawing of Moshe, which according to Chassidus means that Moshe being drawn from the highest level, where is it expressed in the lowest places. And that's the idea of tzaddik. It means not only tzaddik, not only my side, but the kuf, which the kuf has a line that comes lower than all other letters. It shows the idea of a kedusha we could draw down even to this world. And according to this, we can understand why the whole idea of the redemption has to do only according to him with Moshe Rebbeinu. Why? Because Moshe is the one that has the ability to draw down the unlimited light into this limited world, and to draw down all the miracles, and to bring the idea of the Gula. And according to this, we can also understand what's so great about the miracle of Shabbos and Gadol. It was a big miracle that the Egyptians themselves were fighting between themselves. Why? Because that showed the power of Hashem and the power of the miracles permeated even to the level of Egypt, that even the Egyptians themselves were fighting on behalf of the Jewish people. That's connected to this week's parsha, which was Tzav. Hashem tells him to command. She says, Miyad Uladeiris, command right away and forever. It means the idea comes down into the world takes on the idea on its own by itself, and therefore it's automatically forever. You don't have to renew it again, because it's everlasting. And the Rebbe King Moshiach Shlit says this idea is much more emphasized in our times. Now we're still in the year of Hayate Shnas, a year of miracles, and like we see miracles that happened this year close to Purim, and certainly Hashem will show more miracles till the miracles of the redemption, because these signs of the King of Parshas and the Melech fighting together are the signs that behold is coming the Gula with Mashiach. And Mashiach has announced to the Jewish people that Igi Azman Gulaskan. And what's the lesson for all this to every single Yid? When Yid sees these miracles, especially standing in time before Pesach and the month of Nisan, it has to drawn out by a Jew to have the will and desire to also show miracles, to add and more Torah mitzvahs in a much greater way. And not only regarding himself, also to spread it to every single Jew, and even to spread to non-Jews regarding the Shabbat mitzvahs b'nayach. And especially like the ideas that are main time consuming now, that we're coming up to Pesach, to make sure that everybody has what they need for Pesach, to have matzah, and to have four cups of wine. And even places that they only arrange to have one seder, to make sure they have matzah and wine for both Shnarim. And V'yiratzin, that's already fulfilled the prayer that Moshe Rabbeinu asked by the Mishkan, and that's inside every single Jew is asking. That Hashem should rest in our actions, and through our avodah now and Temple Galus, we have taken from Miyad. The main thing is the Beis Hamikdash, Ashlisha, the Gula Mitzvah Shalom. אדוננו, מורנו, ורבינו, המשיח, לעולם.